Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today is another episode of Love It or List It, the series on my channel where I attempt to renovate the default EA lots into something a little bit nicer and a little bit more Dr. Ashley approved, while also trying to reuse as much of the existing furniture as possible, as well as try and kind of keep the same shape or integrity of the original home, as in not just completely knock it down and do something brand new. I try and, for the most part, as you will see, I try and keep the shape of the home. I just make a lot of enhancements here and there, but the general shape inside and stuff like that stays pretty much the same. So that is the kind of premise of my Love It or List It series. And at the end of this renovation, you guys get to feel free to comment down below whether or not you would love or list this renovation and if you like it or not. So today we are doing another eco lifestyle episode of Love It or List It, where I am renovating the minor mansion home. So this home resides in Grimm's Quarry, which is one of the neighborhoods that comes with this new pack, and it is the Harris home. So the backstory of this home says Cletus and Faye found this heritage home in Grimm's Quarry for dirt cheap. Nothing seems wrong with it, and the Harrises weren't about to question a good deal. Cletus's free-spirited mother soon joined them, completing the big happy family. Mysteriously, their eldest son always wears a shameful bag on his head. Also, it doesn't seem like any of them, other than Faye, has a job, but the house is well furnished. What's going on here? So kind of an interesting family. It's a family of 5, 2 parents, 2 children, and then the grandmother lives there as well. So overall, I think this home had 4 bedrooms. So we kept the same kind of bedroom layout for everybody just because we still have the Harris family living here at the end of the day. So you'll see that all kind of come to life when we do the interior. We actually didn't change the interior floor plan pretty much at all, so you will see that when we get to the interior. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but pretty much, as you can see, I have, like I said, kept the shape of the home the same, but I've added a lot of dimension and just changed the color swatches to make it a little bit more modern and eco looking, if you will. So I added 2 kind of pillar things coming out at the front and the back, just to give the home a little bit more depth, because it was looking too flat on the front. So a good way to add depth is, or a good way to add dimension and make it a little bit more interesting, is to add depth. So I pushed some of that wall inward a bit, added some big nice modern windows and that big sliding door, added a little balcony, and bam, I just made it a little bit more, gave it a little bit more dimension. So super easy things just to add a little bit more character and add a little bit more pizzazz to the home. Obviously, it is a lot more modern than the original home, and that was kind of my intention. I thought that the original home was a little bit boring looking, very default EA vibes, and we all know that that's not what we like. We want the home to be a little bit more interesting looking. So I also managed to use some of that new eco lifestyle wood swatch paneling on the indented part, which I love, and then just gave the outside a nice crisp white brick. In my opinion, it is a vastly different vibe, but I just wasn't feeling that really grungy, basic looking boxy home. So I think that this gives it a nice updated modern look, which I think the Harris family needed, because I'm pretty sure they are a family that gardens a lot or crafts a lot. I'm not really sure what their story is, but one of their kids wears a bag on their head. I don't know. I feel like none of them have a job, but their home is supposed to be luxurious or well furnished, is what the backstory says. So they're supposed to have a pretty nice home, according to this backstory. And the home that they had before wasn't that nice. So I'm actually finally giving the Harris family the home that they deserve by giving them something a little bit nicer. So you're welcome, the Harris family. So this renovation actually uses only expansion packs. I think, yes, only expansion packs, as I've been doing a lot lately. So whatever furniture I used here is only expansion packs, eco lifestyle mainly, base game, city living, the usual ones that I always use. No game packs, no stuff packs are used in this build. So if you want to download this home, you don't have all those little stuff packs. You don't own all those game packs, no worries, this one should be totally fine for you to use. So something that you can see I'm doing right now is I'm putting some of that vines like ivy, whatever, the little leaf decoration that goes up the siding of the wall or up the side of the house. I'm adding it to each side of the home just because I feel like that's a good way to add some interest to the home. If you ever find that you have a blank wall on the outside of a home and you don't want to just keep adding windows, because that's not realistic to just have windows on every single, corner of the home. You will have to be sparing with your windows and be purposeful with your windows, but you don't want to leave too many blank walls. A good way to make a wall look a little bit more interesting, especially with the new eco lifestyle theme that we have going on, is to add those vines and those leaves going up the side of the wall, just to have a little bit more, going on, kind of make it seem like plants have kind of overgrown and the house has been there for a while and it's now, the leaves have grown up the side of the tree. What more can you say about it? So that's kind of what I did here. I think that the green contrasts nicely against the white brick. So here you can see at the back, I'm keeping most of their outdoor patio furniture. They had a kind of nice barbecue, some lounge chairs, and some patio furniture, and a nice little fence. So I kind of just kept that as it is, didn't make any changes there, just cleaned it up a bit. It was a little bit scattered, a little bit random. It honestly looks like whenever we have these EA builds, I swear it just looks like they place items randomly, like blindfolded or something. It's weird because for the most part, they have all of the items to make the build functional. They just place it in the most random areas. Like on the lawn. It just makes no sense to me. So usually with these renovations, I don't try and give the home a completely new functionality necessarily. I just kind of clean things up a little bit and put the hedges actually up against the wall, or put the barbecue up against the fence, like things that you think would have been put in place when the build was first built, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. So that's kind of what I'm here to do. Just fix up those little things that should have been obvious and then add my little personal spin on things. So here you can see I am not adding too much new landscaping. I'm not introducing any new plants or flowers or anything like that. I'm just working with whatever the house came with and just making it look a little bit nicer. One thing I did add though, however, is I did add a pool, because the lawn was looking a little bit bare, and I noticed that they did have these nice kind of pool lounge chairs, and I thought, they have a nice enclosed backyard, and they have these nice pool lounge chairs. They need to have a little pool, just a little bit of a pool, just because I thought it would be a little bit more luxurious, and I think that they deserve one. So I think it works really nicely here. Again, if you don't like it, feel free to just remove the pool and have a empty backyard if you want, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to add that since they did have that nice backyard fenced off extension area, then I thought a pool would work nicely. Also, I do want to mention that this renovation and this home is going to be in my save file. I'm making a DoctorAshley save file full of all of my builds, so you can have everything in every lot all in one place, all built and renovated by me. It's going to be a combination of me bulldozing lots and building them up from scratch, and it's also going to be a combination of that plus renovations such as this. So you'll see some of the existing townies that come with the default EA packs, and you'll also see some townies created by you guys. So I am introducing your guys' townies if you want to submit them into the save file that we can work on together. I am opening that up to you guys. Join my Discord server. It'll be linked in the description box below, and all the information on how you can submit your townies is going to be in the Discord server. But basically you upload them to the gallery with the hashtag DoctorAshley townies, and then I will put them in my builds or put them in my save file, and I'll credit your origin ID in the household description. So if you want to submit something for that, feel free to do that. And this is an example of a build where I won't need townies submitted because this build already has default EA families in it, so I'll probably just keep them in this house. But for example, any of the other homes that I've been renovating in the Evergreen Harbor world, those are all going to need townies to be put in, so hit me up if you guys want to do that. But I think maybe if I add in all of the builds that I've already done, you know, over the life of my like YouTube career, I guess, I maybe have almost half complete. Like I've built enough homes to fill almost half a save file, if not more. Probably more realistically. I've done almost 200 builds, so surely I'm almost done. But some of them from early on in my building days weren't that nice, so I might not include those. But I'm pretty sure I'm over 50%, maybe 75% done. And then I hopefully will be able to get the save file ready, all prepared, and out by the end of the year. So you can have all of the builds in one nice giant save file. And I know you guys have been asking for that for a long time, and I've never done it until now. So better late than never, I guess. So definitely get on those townies and submit those to me if you guys want to be a part of this. But here you can see we are working on the interior, and it was a rather open concept interior, and it's a quite spacious interior too. So I love me a good open concept interior. It was rather dark, however, so I did bring that white brick on the outside. I brought it in, and it really brightened up the place a little bit more. And then I also changed the floor swatch to a brighter wood texture, a brighter wood tone, and it's actually the wood that came with the new Eco Lifestyle pack. I love it, and I think it looks really, really great against this nice white base game brick swatch. And basically, I kind of just upgraded their living room furniture a little bit, considering how much space they had here in this giant living room. They had a really like dinky looking couch and TV setup. Like it really wasn't that impressive considering they have quite a bit of space to work with. So I did, of course, use my favorite City Living rug and size that up just to section off that space, and then put a nice little modern fireplace there, and mounted the TV up on top of there. And instead of using like armchairs, I decided to just use these little ottomans that came with the City Living pack, just as an alternative to armchairs, just because armchairs sometimes close off the space a little bit too much. I just kept it nice and flowy by putting those ottomans there instead. And then a nice little reading nook in the corner with a nice little comfy couch there. Like I said, I didn't want to change like the identity or the functionality of the home too much, so I did keep their bar. I just recolored it to a more neutral black and white swatch that made it look a little bit more modern. But overall, the general layout of the home, I didn't change too much. As you guys can see, I am just upgrading the furniture to a little bit more modern, a little bit more, 2020 style, a little bit more Dr. Ashley style. Here you can see I am working on the kitchen. Again, the kitchen I didn't alter too much. I kept their counters. I just extended the kitchen, made it a little bit bigger, added in some small things like wrapped around the islands. They had some bar seating there, and then changed up their appliances for something a little bit more updated, you guys. I don't know why the default EA lots, it's like they're living in the past or something. Like are the new like EA default lots like supposed to like take place in a different time period? Because it feels like the furnishing is always so old-fashioned and so outdated. I don't like, surely they can get with the times. Like, why is everything so dark and old looking? These people deserve a nice modern home, especially with the open concept floor plan. You would think that it would come with a little bit more of a modern decor interior, but I guess not. So I really like what we did with the kitchen. I like how it kind of looks the same, but just, same but different. You guys know how I do. We did a combination of actual cabinetry and also just open shelving, just because sometimes you don't want to just line the whole wall with cabinets. It sometimes looks a little bit overwhelming and it kind of closes off the space a little bit. So we decided to opt for like a half cabinet situation, and then filled the rest of the wall space with open shelving, which is a little bit more modern, and you can display some items a little bit better that way. So that's kind of it for the kitchen. Again, we were just working with the space we had and didn't want to make any layout changes really. But here you can see we are working on the dining room area. So I think the dining room was actually more to the left, but we thought that this little hallway here was a good area to put the dining table. And since there is 6 or 5 people living here, we thought it best to have a nice big dining table so they can all sit here and eat, as well as have any like an extra guest or something, or an extra child if they choose to have one, sitting here. And we did keep the kind of wood toned chairs, because before they had wooden chairs and a wooden table. We kind of kept that vibe with the wooden chairs here. I just upgraded their table for a more modern glass looking dining table. So, still keeping that kind of woodsy, earthy, earth toned, neutral, eco vibe throughout the home. I'm just making it a little bit more 2020 and a little bit more modern and with the times and a little bit more stylish. So I didn't go full on traditional. I didn't go full on ultra modern. It's just eco, contemporary, elevated, if you know what I mean. So I hope you can see that. Obviously it looks like a typical Dr. Ashley build, let's be honest, but I tried to kind of keep things as they were. But here you can see I'm working on the little like jutting out section of their home. So I thought it was a little bit weird that they put a bedroom down here, just because who would be the poor child that has to live in the bedroom on the main floor when everybody else gets to sleep upstairs? So I decided to switcheroo that kind of layout there. So that's the only layout change I did end up making. And they had kind of like an indoor vertical garden plant area upstairs, which I thought was interesting, kind of weird, but I decided to put it down here. I changed the roof to a glass roof just to make it kind of like a greenhouse, a little indoor outdoor garden type of thing, like a greenhouse room. Is that what they're called? I'm not really sure, but I brought their vertical gardens all down here just so they could, do all their gardening in one spot. I thought it would be good that it's nice and close to the kitchen, because it probably makes sense. Maybe they're growing some herbs or some fruits or vegetables or whatever, and they need it nice and close to the kitchen so they can grab it as needed and start cooking with it right away. So that's the one layout change I made. And then I put that 3rd or 4th bedroom upstairs so all the bedrooms can be upstairs. So this does end up being a 3-bedroom, that's backwards. A 3-bathroom, 4-bedroom house, and that's how it was originally. That's how I kept it. But yeah, here you can see I'm just doing the bathrooms, and I honestly, you guys know how I feel about bathrooms, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but I made all the bathrooms kind of the same. I just gave them all the same appliances, same sink, same toilet, same laundry basket, same like wall swatch, everything. Whenever I do my bathrooms, when I'm renovating or just when I'm building in general, I try and pretty much make them all the same, because I feel like if you live in a house, usually the bathrooms kind of look the same, don't they? I shouldn't really talk. I haven't lived in a house in a while. I live in an apartment, and usually when you live in an apartment, like the whole building kind of gets like developed at the same time, and they use the same like countertops and finishes and faucets and everything in every single bathroom throughout the apartment or throughout the house. So when I'm furnishing, I kind of use that mindset of like, yeah, all the bathrooms would be like exactly the same, just like one would be bigger than the other, one would have like slightly more counter space, maybe one has a shower and a tub, but for the most part, it's going to be the same toilet in every single bathroom. So that's kind of what I do when I furnish my bathrooms in The Sims. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but it gets me through it, you guys, because I do not like bathrooms. But here you can see we are doing, I'm guessing, the youngest child's room. I kept most of the decor the same. I just changed the layout a little bit. Again, brightened up the room by bringing that white brick inside. I kept that accent wall. I kept the kind of sky blue looking wallpaper, ombre effect looking thing, just because that's what the room came with, and I didn't want to change the identity of the room too much. I just shifted around their posters and stuff like that, but I think that this room has a lot of nice, beautiful natural light, and it's a decent sized room for a kid, I guess. I didn't know if the kid was a girl or a boy, or if it didn't matter, so I just, put random like children's stuff in, posters, a little stuffed animal, a toy box. So if the kid is a girl or a guy, I don't think it really matters. But here you can see I'm working on the next room. I'm guessing this is the room for the eldest son who wears a paper bag on his head all the time. So, yeah, this is the room for him. I made him an artist. I don't know if he's an artist in game or not, but he kind of had like canvas paintings already in the room, and he maybe felt a little bit like an angsty teen or something. So I thought I would give him an actual easel so he can actually paint for real. But besides that, just added kind of some books here and there, swapped out his end table for that city living kind of luggage trunk looking thing, and that's pretty much it. Didn't do any drastic changes there. But here you can see I'm doing the third bedroom, and this one I'm gonna assume belongs to the grandma. And I think that it's a nice little room for the grandma. I mean, again, I didn't make that many changes. I'm sorry, I'm getting so repetitive. But with these renovations, I'm really not trying to do anything super innovative or groundbreaking necessarily. I'm just trying to make it nicer and reuse the furniture. So I have been, unfortunately, falling in love with these paintings from Seasons. They're kind of like these long canvas looking paintings that come in a lot of nice, cool, like neutral, like tasteful colors. And you know, I'm not the hugest fan of the Seasons pack, you guys, and I know that's super controversial, and I'm sorry, like I'm actually sorry about it, but I don't know, I'm not the hugest fan. But lately, as I've been building on stream, and by the way, I did build this on stream, so if you want to come join next time, I am live every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The links will be in the description. But as I have been building on stream more, I've slowly started to like some season stuff. Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like building on stream and building with everybody's suggestions is really helping me push myself out of my comfort zone and think outside the box and have your guys' ideas that I never would have thought of. And slowly but surely, I have started to like some of the season stuff. So that's good, I guess. Another thing that you guys have helped me on stream is you guys have solidified my obsession with the City Living fluffy rug. As you can see, I pretty much use that rug in every single room without fail and without shame. You know why I do that? Because you guys say it's fine. Every single stream, I'm like, what rug should I use? Everybody in the chat is like, just use the City Living one. We know that you're going to just use it anyways. Like, don't hold back. Just do it. And I do it. And I'm not even sorry about it. I just love that rug so much. They need to provide it in more colors, in more sizes, in more textures, like everything. Like, well, maybe not more textures, but you guys know what I mean. Like, I want more sizes. I want a circular one. I want a heart-shaped one. I want a square one, a rectangular one. I need every shade of neutral. I just need it all. It's my favorite rug, and let me know if you guys like that rug as much as I do. But pretty much the renovation is almost done. As you can see, we've done all the bedrooms. Again, just small changes in the bedrooms, nothing super groundbreaking, but I do like how much brighter and how much more modern and homey it feels. And overall, I'm happy with this renovation. Mainly the downstairs is kind of my favorite part of all of my homes. Is usually like the common area, dining room, living room, kitchen area, but the bedrooms are pretty nice as well. There wasn't as many changes in the bedrooms as I did in the downstairs. But yeah, the renovation is done and the screenshots should be rolling right now. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, which part is your favorite? And do you like what I did with the exterior? Do you like what I did with the interior and the downstairs? What did you like most about this renovation, or what did you dislike most about this renovation? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it and whether or not you would love or list this renovation. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody!